It's your girl, Kenitra Moselle, and I am so excited. We just finished up the book and brunch to launch my first book, Grace for This, the devotional. It's a 21-day journey for women who are growing through grief. The conversations that we had in here today was phenomenal. I want to let you know that GRACE is the acronym. It stands for Grief, Rest, Aid, Community, and Evolve. The reality of it is that we are experiencing a grief journey every single day. Every transition can cause you to grief, but are you leaning into your grief? Grieving is also exhausting, so I'm going to encourage you to actually rest. And when you're resting, rest is clarifying. You're going to learn what you do and don't have capacity for anymore. And guess what? You're going to begin to ask with more clarity about exactly what you need. That C stands for community, because when you start asking for help, your people who are meant for this next season are going to respond to your ask, and your community is going to change. And then lastly, when you go through that grace journey, you're going to evolve to the next best version of yourself. So I'm so excited for you to be a part of this journey. You're going to love what we're doing in this community. Follow Kenitra Moselle and follow Grace for This on Instagram and Facebook.
What's up, everybody? You
Good.
know what I'm saying? We in here. Y'all ready? We got another live for y'all. Brother and sister style.
Yeah, I'm goofy today, boy. My name is Kenitra Moselle.
No, you didn't do the intro right. You didn't come in right.
What
You said give it a minute. You said give it a minute first. I just came in and just kind of fluff the feathers. What's up, everybody? It's the blessed one, Darius J.
And it's your girl, Kenitra Moselle.
And this is the
Grace
and Grit live.
Y'all, we silly. I see y'all in the comments. What's good? Look, let me tell y'all something. Go ahead and text your friend and tell them we about to get into it, because this about to be good. We going hard. We got Jay Lee in the building, y'all. We gonna get into it. There's Jay. It's a Saturday. How you feeling?
Feel good, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no complaints. I just met my neighbor for the first time in 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Since I've been here, you know what I mean? I'm slow to graft myself into the neighborhood, I think, because everybody met my wife, but they haven't met me. They was just like, she kind of creeped up on me like, hey. I was like, hey, white lady. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm good. Everything good in the hood. I'm finna hang with my brother and my pops later on today. You know what I'm saying? My pops. Still the pops, you know what I'm saying? Celebrate him and his accomplishments and stuff like that. So, yeah, doing that today. Grilling meats and having fun.
Are y'all sharing? Did y'all share? I'm finna tag people on Facebook. I just wanted to check in and see if y'all did that. Look, some of us got to go over on Facebook so we can tag people. Unless y'all people pull up for y'all, if y'all send them a text and say, hey, get in this link right here. You want to ask me anything before we bring up the squad?
Hey man, how was how your Saturday going? You all right? You got your little grass wall up and everything?
It's going really great because it's like going to be my birthday month all month long, right? And so I finally decided that after the party is the after party. So I got up and I started cleaning my covered deck today, because I'm like, I'm inviting my people over. We're going to have a good time and we're going to fill up the space. So I spent my morning heavily dusting. Dusting, like I had a broom.
Dusting like a Saturday morning with your grandma at your mama house.
With some Armstrong in the earbuds. Man, it's good. I'm excited. Facebook.
My grandma now had us listen to the Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we was out there old school listening. Now with my mama house, we was 90s jam. But nah, that's enough about us. We got somebody coming to the stage.
Right, y'all. Look. So we excited. So y'all know we got this good Grace and Grit situation coming up. Look, I'm gonna change that Grace up there. I'm gonna go change it. Y'all gonna look up in the background, gonna be different. The logo gonna be different. All the things gonna be different in a second. But I'm really, really excited, right? So the question that we're asking today is, what's the cause of your collision? Of course, y'all know we got the summit coming up at the end of June. I might as well say the end of the month, because it's pretty much June. And y'all, it's just finna be ridiculous, right? So one of our speakers, one of our business partners
is going to be joining us today. Y'all already know what's up. Tag your friends, tag y'all mamas, let them know we're about to get into it. So if you would, welcome to the stage our sister wellness partner, Journey with J. Lee, licensed clinical social worker, Miss Jerecia Lee. Round of applause, everyone. Round of applause. Clap it up for her. Hold on, let me spotlight the picture. Baby, that jacket bad, girl. I was like, y'all, I'm gonna say that. When I saw the pictures, I was like, sis, I need you to send me the headshots though. I need you to do the headshots. This is not what we're gonna do. Period. How you feeling today, sis?
I'm doing good. Can't complain.
Awesome. So would you just do this, just in case we got some folk who don't know who you are, do an introduction and let them know. And we'll get into this conversation.
Okay. So my name is Jerecia Lee. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I've been in this field for over a decade, and I am the owner of Journey with J. Lee Consulting, which I started in 2023. That is part of my collision to collaboration, which I'm sure we'll get into later. I enjoy and specialize in working with individuals with their relationships and helping to improve them. So it can be a relationship with ourselves, with a partner, with the family, with the friendship, or even work relationships. And more specifically, I'm in this stage where I am trying to help individuals become unstuck, from moving from stuck to being unstoppable. It's not who I am and what I'm doing.
That's real good. Sis said, from stuck
to unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? Running through walls of life.
Where you ever been stuck at? Where you been stuck at, bro?
Me personally, where I've been stuck at. All right, man. You know you're finna ask me a personal question right off top. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I've been stuck, trying to I've been in an analysis paralysis type thing with, building out this brand. You know how I get sometimes. Sometimes I have things written out and put in place. And I also have tons of things that I record, but I just be like, I don't know if people gonna rock with this. So I'm just try to reshuffle the deck continuously, and eventually I end up not doing anything.
Yep.
That's real. I would say.
Yeah, that's me. How about yourself? What about yourself?
I was gonna say, I feel y'all probably won't believe me, but I really feel like I experienced the same thing. Despite as much as y'all see that I actually do, is really not all of it. It's like nowhere near the things, but I get stuck when it's for me, right? I'm turning 40 in a week. Why we just getting big perfect energy? Why? Because it's something for you. If it's for somebody else, I got all the energy for somebody else. Y'all know I'm gas me up committee. Y'all already know this, right? But when it's like, oh well,
right.
Those are the things you're willing to put down, right? So I have a collision there because I'm like, well, look, because I've been asking Jamaica for 2 weeks if she could come up and help me and be my birthday person, but I ain't asked her yet. But here I go, But that's honest because you got people who care about you, but you get stuck, in a mind frame where I don't want to ask or it might be too much. Like y'all squad ain't even set up like that. Why you playing? That really does. That sticks me. Yeah.
You made me think of something that I always struggle with. I'm not a birthday person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a celebratory person for some reason. You know what I'm saying? I haven't got there yet. I'm trying to. I've been slowly but surely over the past 10 years of my marriage been coming out of this place where I can just kind of enjoy. You know what I'm saying? But I always feel like I got something else to do, and I'll be like, I'd rather do it for somebody else than do it for myself. You know what I'm saying? I just be like, I'm happy for you. People like, you should get happy about what you got. You do so much, and I'll be like, yes, I do a little something. You know what I'm saying? I don't do too much. Something slight.
Can I say both of you guys are literally speaking what a lot of people have trouble with? It's not always the external things that we get stuck in. It's when it's time to pour back into ourselves, we come up with all the excuses or all the rationales of why we're actually not pouring and taking time for ourselves. So you guys are like definitely speaking right into why people are stuck.
Mm.
I was going to say, Coach, fix us, Coach.
Fix us.
That's what I was about to say. Look, like, and honestly, I'll say this, and y'all make sure y'all tag and share the conversation with somebody. But I wanna jump into kind of like our conversation for today is what's been causing, your collision, and we're really starting off with looking at it from the personal, like kind of from the personal perspectives. There are things that I'm processing internally that caused me to not choose myself first, and it makes me think about, what experiences have I had that made me decide to devalue me in the presence of other people. What is it? Because everything comes from we don't just pop up and we are the way we are.
Nope.
It comes from somewhere. So I would like to sit with that. I want to invite either of y'all to, kind of respond to that one.
That actually ties back into the topic that I do, which is our core beliefs. And like you said, a lot of times we don't think about the core beliefs and how they do and how they impact us and how they show up. But it can be perfectionism. Like for me, that's my core belief, that I feel like before I do anything, before I show up, before I execute anything, it has to be perfect. And I am learning to let go and just do. So going back to what Darius J said, that his is a little bit different. His doesn't necessarily sound like perfectionism, but he will come up with all the reasons of why not to do something. And my reasons is it's not right. It's not perfect. What if somebody doesn't like it? What if there's a period in the wrong spot? What if I got a blemish somewhere? So I'm stuck. There's a lot of times I have been stuck, and kind of like you said, there's a lot of things. Sorry. It's my house. Oh, I don't know if I can mute myself while they fix that.
My bad. I had muted myself a minute ago because I was typing.
Oh, yeah. I thought I had went deaf. I was just like, dang, I can't even hear Kanisha. I started
looking around. Is it me?
Am I tripping?
Is it me? I was gonna say, yay, Michelle, Monica called us live. That perfectionism piece is wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Because I know for myself, it's a little bit of perfectionism, because I know kind of like what she was saying, like Jerecia was saying, I was just like, I could do my stuff, but just like, and once I put it out, I don't care how it looks. Like once I put it out, I can handle whatever backlash may come from it. Like that. Because I got a homeboy right now telling he will Facebook edit me to death. You know what I'm saying? If I get it wrong, he gonna be the first. If I see a comment about anything, he gonna be the first to say, hey, it's haven't. You should use the apostrophe and the T, not have not. And I'd be like, did you get the point? Did you get the point?
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's my mom.
You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, hey, man, but because sometimes I just get, I have that perfectionism thing, because to be honest, before the live, my internet somehow in this room, I don't know why it always give me trouble, but it will give me trouble. And I was finna be like, that's it. It ain't working. Kaditra, I won't be on live. You know what I'm saying? Even though I got about 50 things that I could actually set up a little mobile station to do live, but I was just like, it wasn't the one I wanted. So I can't do it at all.
Look, do this.
It gotta be
Give us one sound effect, because I know you got us plugged up to that little sound bar thing over there.
Okay. Let's see what I got.
Y'all, he
not the crickets.
I'll give you an applause. I'll give an applause.
It's too low. I couldn't hear it. The sound. It was a round of applause. It was low.
It was low. Okay. You want me to turn the sound up? Okay, I got you.
It's doing something strange. It ain't plugged in.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
know? And I'm
You
saying
like that?
those are the things that he go and sit down and try to perfect the things that don't nobody else got in the first place. Who even got, who even has that bar set up in their house? People pay to go to
Oh,
studios for that, right?
Mhm.
So we try to create perfection. We will, how do I say this? We will dismiss our show up trying to create perfection
Yep.
around the things that are privilege.
Correct.
mm.
That's deep.
Well, hurt
Mhm.
my feelings just a little bit, but it hurt the right way. You know what I'm saying? That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm learning.
that's solid. Jerecia, how so you went from working and like if y'all saw her broadcast with us, oh my gosh, drop something in the comments. Look, her broadcast was so good. Like she literally took us on a journey with Jerecia Lee. Like literally, she took us on a journey. So shout out to you for that one. I want to ask this question with that type of I'll kind of just go with the perfectionism a little bit because in what you shared with us, you talked about your journey and essentially how something that was really great, it was a beautiful space. It literally went from collaboration to collision. Like,
Correct.
you started all of that inside of your work environment. And so I want you to share maybe a thing or two about what about you kept you there as long as you stayed?
That was a little tricky because when things began to collide, I'm also like, I can see things way ahead. So again, as I was telling my story, I knew when certain people left that it was time for me to go. But I never had the thought to start my own business. I actually have another business. And so I was kind of starting to think about if I could do that one full time. That thought process didn't work out to where I could do that one full time. I was still applying to other government jobs, still doing the thing. So a part of me knew I needed to leave. I did not know it was going to collide as bad as it did, but I did know I needed to leave. I think instead of it being an internal stuck, I think I actually had to be stuck in that moment because it was in that experience where I became closer with God, where a lot of things started shifting from me. I learned that there's sometimes that we have to let things fall. We can't always try to keep things and hold things together. So in that experience, yes, I was absolutely stuck. I don't think it was me causing myself to stuck. I think God kept me there for a reason, because there was multiple lessons that I had to learn so I can be where I am today and who I am today.
That's it.
Yeah. Excuse me. I was trying to be like Darius J. I cleared my throat.
I want to get on something else though, and I don't know if I might be shifting too soon, but you had said you wonder where some of that things come from. So as my self-reflection on myself, trying to figure out where my perfectionism came from. So in my self-reflection, it came from just growing up. And it was something a little bit internal because I don't believe that my parents did anything purposeful to make me be this way. But I would have conversations with my mom, and my mom said that I always wanted to be on A, B, or A honor roll. And if I came home with a C, I was crying my eyes out. Mind you, my parents didn't put that expectation on me whatsoever. But I do think there are things that was expected growing up. I had to look a certain way. And I know we don't think about these things and how we raise our kids and how we interact with each other. But if it's to the point to where you don't feel comfortable walking out of the house unless you are 100% put together, that's leading to perfectionism. Because you're not even comfortable with your authentic self coming out of the house
to go get some bread.
Right. Just to go get. Now, I'm not condoning going in pajamas and all of the other things. I'm not saying that.
No, we ain't saying do all that. Yeah.
But we should
have some self-respect.
Right. We shouldn't have to have a full face of makeup. We shouldn't have to be in our best. Like we should be able to be comfortable and walk out of the house. And so to me, I think just growing up where being dressed and being presentable at all times. I remember, I'm a tomboy. I remember my grandmother, and I know this is ungirly. I got it. I understand. I'm a tomboy. So I would be laying on the couch, legs open. I got shorts and pants on. You can't see anything, but like I'm my grandma, close your legs. Cover, and again, it's coming from a good place. And I wholeheartedly get it as an adult, why we don't want young ladies sitting with their legs open, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that explanation wasn't given to me, so I thought I was just being picked on.
That's good. That's good.
I was just thinking that. I think about a lot of times when people, instruct us and stuff like that, because even like for myself, most of the way I am come from instruction without explanation. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times if somebody will say something to you, we don't understand sometimes kids internalize something that it ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that you're like picking at me or trying always on my back, but it's just like it's guidance. But sometimes, our foreparents, you know what I'm saying, they got it without explanation. And they were just like, and they'll get it one day. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times that thing that, they'll get it, turn it to something else. You know what I'm saying? It mutates into something that it never was. And now you're just like, well, you always had this expectation of me and stuff like that. And it was like, well, nah, that wasn't really what I was doing. I was just trying to teach you to be modest. And you're a young lady or you're a young man. And you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That's good. Y'all hit that on the head because our sister Lady J Speaks in the comments says that she came home with a B and her dad told her that she can do better. His intent was not harm there, but if you do not explain it, our minds will process it through the filter of which we know. And so we create these things because we want, as a child, you want to feel accepted and loved by your parents. You want to exceed your parents' expectations, right? And so they just over time may have not realized that was how much we defer to our parents. Like, it's wow, how much we defer to them. I don't think they realize how much we defer to them. Like, seriously. And that can be it can be very problematic.
Yes.
It can be very problematic when you I can feel like I can honestly say this. I think many of us have reached a point in our adulthood when we was like, Mom, damn, I need to choose me, And it was like you begin to realize how much weight it carries, and it can turn into a type of idolatry or control or manipulation if your heart is not in the right place or you're not healthy about that interaction. And so it's almost like you got to get muscles in order to tell your parents no, because I don't want to disappoint them, or I know they expect this from me. And it's not that they put the pressure on you. Sometimes we give them that type of honor. And something about our generation, shout out to the millennials out there. Our generation was taught to respect your elders and to honor them.
Yep.
And we, I think that we translated it in a type of self-sacrificial type of way. And that
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Because I remember this conversation. I sent a clip to my mother and she called me, you know what I'm saying? And she was just like, it resonated with her. I don't think I sent it to her. I think I reposted it because she followed me so heavily. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I reposted it and it was just like, she was like, I didn't know that I took that away from you. Cause I didn't say anything about it, but it kind of like just hit her in a way where she was just like, I didn't know what I was going through with life that it was affecting you. I was just like, well, I mean, I'm the oldest boy. I'm the oldest period. You know what I'm saying? And I see what's going on firsthand all the time. And when you're angry, I'm angry. You know what I'm saying? It was just like I said, it's like an animal. It's like an animal in your house or something like that. It's just like you have to realize that most people, we are very symbiotic. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna sync up on a wavelength of whatever is in our house. That's why some kids get already stressed out because their house is stressful. You pull in what's in your atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? And I just was, I was a not happy kid. I was like very angry a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, man, ain't nothing to laugh about for real. Like, life is hard, guys, and we gonna die. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it got crazy, you know what I'm saying, to the point where I was just like, nah, man. It's just like, but she was just like, man, I took that away from you. I wonder why you know, when you was home, you was very sonder. You know what I'm saying? You was like, you wasn't alive. Like if I see you around your friends, it's just like, why he ain't dead at the house? It's just like, well, the house ain't the place for that. Like the house is stress. You know what I'm saying? Because what you have going on, what you struggling with, I'm struggling with because I'm trying to make it right. And I don't know that I didn't supposed to be making it right, but it felt like it because, you know, sometimes when people tell you like, hey, you the man of the house now, I'd be like, man, please, people don't tell your son that. Like, don't tell him that. Like, cause you don't know what it's gonna rewire his mind instantly. I'm being very honest. I haven't seen nobody that hasn't done that too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you have to kind of like watch ourselves and pace ourselves around our kids.
So I want to jump in and ask a question here because I'm looking at the comments and I feel like we're relating to everyone. So, you know, with consideration for let's think about collision and in relationships, because right now we're kind of sitting with the dynamics of parental relationships and expectations that were not spoken, right? So that's something that's got to be rectified in us. And I'll use the term carefully, and then Jay Lee, you fix me however it needs to be fixed. But we have wounds. We have wounds that have been developed in our nurture that were not intentionally inflicted, and we need to heal from those wounds so we can move into healthy collaboration in the relationships moving forward, whether it is a partner, a spouse, whether business, the parents, your siblings. Like there's a lot to unpack there. And so, you know, what are some steps that we can take with moving forward to heal from, you know, the non-intentional wounds?
I think first you got to take a step back and become aware. Like I said, I had to go back and be like, okay, where did my perfectionism start? Where did it come from? And like you said, determine, is it intentional and is it not intentional? A lot of times we're talking about the ones that's unintentional, but we also have to address the parents that were intentional in what they were saying and doing because they were unhealthy, right? So we got to make sure you got to address both. Is it intentional or is it unintentional? And then that's going to take you on two different paths, because if it's unintentional, it can be easier to heal and talk to that person and work through it, right? If it's intentional and they haven't grown and they haven't become healthy, it might not be a space where you can go have a conversation with that person to heal, and you really may have to take that healing journey by yourself. So we got to become aware of what's going on. We got to identify which one it is, and then start that healing journey based off of that. And a lot of times that means forgiveness. That means giving yourself grace, giving the other person grace. And then it can lead to, Lord, I just lost my job, boundaries, right? And a lot of people are scared of boundaries, and especially putting in boundaries with our parents, right? Because again, honor thy parents. But is your parents causing you strife? And a boundary doesn't mean that you have to cut somebody off completely. It just means that I may engage with you to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You only have this much access to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a specific question, because what you do with the men's department, he's 1/3 of the men's department. Shout out to the brothers. Look, Chris Maximilian and Armani Non. Afro Jitsu. So I want to ask this to Darius, because you really have some vulnerable conversations on the men's department podcast, and it is like you're unpacking your healing journey. And you had the collision, let's say, in your childhood with your mom, but now are you able to give language to and speak to how the things that were abrupt in your upbringing produce something amazing? Because you're an amazing man. Like, I'm so grateful to call you my brother. Like, you got grace and you got grit. I'm so glad you part of my grit. There'd be no grace without the grit. But for real, for real,
Yeah.
like, we don't always allow the conversion to happen between the grief you experienced in your childhood turning into a gift in your adulthood. So I want you to speak to that, because I feel like you got amazing testimonies.
I say the way most of that stuff translates is because as I got older, you know what I'm saying, the more I start to think back about my life, I realized, one, the age of who I was and who the person was, or who the people were around me, the things that they've been going through. Because the thing of it is, God always gifted me with observance and being able to decipher what's going on and kind of sort of say, eat the meat, leave the bone. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times that kind of just, even for my mom and stuff like that, us having these conversations and me actually being able to tell her how I feel, and she apologizing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get that. You know what I'm saying? And just like for me to be able to say, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I honor you, but I was afraid of you. You know what I'm saying? It's like the reason why my honor was so heavy, like, I'm afraid. I'm gonna just be 100%. Like, you used to walk in the house and I used to be like, hey, everybody, let's slide to the right. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But it also caused me to unpack, you know what I'm saying, how I supposed to go forth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, that's a thing that goes on in our family, because I've seen it not only from my mom, but my grandma and stuff like that, so on and so on. So I started to take these things and I started to write about them. Also went to counseling, because I like I said, the best thousands of dollars I ever invested in. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I said, but it taught me how to think about it, and taught me how to have the emotion, you know what I'm saying, and handle the emotions that come from those things, or the strifes, you know what I'm saying, and it allowed me to not want to flee, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of times we, like Jerecia was saying, just like we are afraid of boundaries, but if it calls you to just stay away, you know what I'm saying, it really, I don't feel like we're really handling the issue if we just like, I'm gonna just stay away from it, because one day your mama might pop up on your grocery store. You can't just collapse right there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you don't want to fall apart in that instance and just get into like this space. So it's best for you to just stand in it. Yes. And understand who you are and what you have become, because a lot of times we do learn through that pain if we choose to. Now, that's a choice. Like I say all the time, it's a choice. You have to choose. If you don't choose, I'm not talking to you. You know what I'm saying? But I will say it's still a way. You know what I mean? But just always forgiving. You know what I'm saying? Just forgiving. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, my mom was 20 years old when she had me, you know what I'm saying? And her mom didn't teach her a lot about life. Yeah. She hit the ground running. Like I tell people, 20 years old still ain't a real strong adult. You just fresh out your teens. You know what I'm saying? You still a child. Georgia. So I had to start looking at it like for where my mother was, what she had to deal with, who she had to become absent of my father. You know what I'm saying? Because my father wasn't around like that. she had to be like, I'm gonna have to be his mom and his father. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have to have a certain kind of sternness for him to be able to not only stand up against things inside this house, but things outside this house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, once I started to understand that we are human and a lot of it is not intentional, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, it's a lot of this stuff is situational. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes it's intentional, and that's all. Cause like my mom, she was angry. I understand stress make people angry. When you can't do the things and provide the way you want to, it gives different emotions power, and you use those emotions. And sometimes you wield them on people that don't supposed to be wielded.
Yep.
It just happens. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So like that, I had to forgive her and myself in those instances, because for one, I had to forgive myself through like, hey, you were worth the good. But for two, it was just like, man, she ain't worth me being bad towards her. You know what I'm saying? At this age I'm at, I'm 41. So she ain't, I can try, if she walking towards me, I can approach her as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I answered the question right.
Bro, you dropped so many bars.
You did.
What? Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Drew.
I was gonna say that's the story that as a counselor, like I hear this story a lot. Of course, it has different variables and variations to it, but what he is saying, like there's so many men and women that has the same thought process that he has, but like he said, he made a choice to grow from it and not stay actually stuck in it and not use it as a crutch and not continue the cycle, because I also hear that he has broken the cycle. He's showing up differently for himself. He's showing up differently for his wife and for his kids, because he took the time to do the work for himself. And now everybody else gets the fruit, positive, good fruit of it.
Right.
Shout out to Jackie Brown.
Shout out to Mama Jackie, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? And she ain't brown no more. She ain't been brown for a while. Last name is Mason. But
I'll tell y'all why. I'll tell y'all later.
But I also, you know, say I'm just gonna bring something up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the reason why we're not able to collaborate, because a lot of times, and we meet the collision inside these spaces because we are not able to see our way outside of our pains. You know what I'm saying? We can't co-collaborate with people, because once we get to a certain point, or we hit a pain point or something that hasn't been exercised, now we hitting heads, and now everybody against me. Everybody my hater, all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, he or she might have just had a disagreement with you. Your way ain't the way, it's just a way. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, you know what I'm saying, just back off and just like, man, everybody gets me. See, this is why I don't fool with everybody. Woo, 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 woo. You can't do that, because the thing that is, you're gonna miss out on blessings. God extends growth to us through his people. It's the reason why we out here. This is the reason why we're supposed to have community and all that stuff like that. Allow the work to happen, but you have to want to work on yourself, because without working on yourself, you're gonna always butt heads with somebody, and it's gonna be somebody that probably love you so much. You know what I'm saying? And you'll run them away just because you just like, this remind me of that situation, so therefore I have to treat everything that reminds me like that of that situation like that.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this right quick. I believe that I had it real pretty in my head 2 seconds ago. It might come back. We'll see. But the greatest collisions happen in the spaces where the love is big and mutual.
Yes.
Yeah. It came back together. If it was not genuine love there, especially if it wasn't genuine love there, those situations become, shout out to Dr. Mason, he been doing this thing. Those moments become where the refiner's fire actually purifies and purges, and you come out as pure gold. Like But we don't like that. Don't nobody want to be under pressure. I don't want to have hard conversations. Why is it so hot in here? Turn on the AC.
Yep.
That's not something that we would typically choose for ourselves. But I want us to really get the point is that you will move from collision to collaboration if you're intentional about your healing work.
Yes.
Yeah. So we over time, y'all. Good up in here.
Yeah.
Oh God, that went by fast. It's almost 12:42. Jeez, Louise.
And when do we ever not run over time? When do we not ever run over time? It should be just like, hey, we're gonna run over time, guys. Just to let y'all know.
The journey with J.
If
Lee.
you can't hear for 30, you're always gonna get a funky 40.
If you came for 30, you're gonna get 42.
You know what I'm saying? Because like when you got people that you're gonna get 40 something. You're gonna get 40 something. It might even 50 every once in a while, but don't come for 30.
That's solid. Not the way y'all laughing at us in the comments.
So we heard a lot. Y'all laughing at us in the comments.
Yeah, that's so good, right? So look, having said that, shout out to Journey with J. Lee, Jerecia Lee of Journey with J. Lee. LLC. Thank you for joining us today. I know you had some notes and some things that I know you sit and you hear. Is there anything you want to share with our audience to just kind of get us ready and prepared, because it's going down on June 27th to 28th. So I want to yield and just give you the spotlight for a second. She got some stuff she working on, and I'm finna get as many people as I can over there. You hear what I'm saying? Okay.
And there's so many spaces that I can go, but to leave, because I know you like leaving people with something. So the last time I gave you guys the mindset shift, and I'll run through that quickly, but then I have the unstoppable shift. The mindset shift is, remember, identity over imposter syndrome, purpose over perfection, boundaries over burnout, and faith over fear. Now, the unstoppable shift that we kind of started hitting on is we got to be aware. We got to come into alignment. We got to take action. And then we got to have advocacy/faith.
I love advocacy is like a very happy space for me. I
know that's one of your favorite words.
I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday. I was like, no, because the nurse is supposed to be an advocate. That's what they teach us. Well, maybe she wasn't a nurse. If her background wasn't nursing, she went off yesterday talking to somebody about so Rusina might know. My other sister comment. The awareness to take action, like buzzword, all of them, bro. What buzzword? He was over there. Did y'all see?
I did see him.
I mean, hey, all of, all of, I'm like, that's it right there. That's all throughout the man's apartment statement. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's it. That's good stuff.
Yeah. It's good deal. Good deal. All right. So that is it, y'all. We want to remind y'all that this is what we do over here. Like, this is literally what we do. So if you have not already, I want you to get your ticket. Go to graceforthis.net. It is going down, y'all. It's gonna be so amazing.
Y'all see it. Y'all see it.
There's what the bros talking
Get them
about.
tickets.
Say something to the bros.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, brothers, and brothers, come on, get these tickets. Come on in here and get some learning. It ain't nothing wrong with stepping outside that little hard shell you call a home. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you at the house and you got a wife there and you need to be softer and have some more consideration. We'll help you with that there. You know what I'm saying? We'll open up your heart, open up your mind, open up the space, and have some advocacy for you. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Because, we represent each other, ourselves, but also coming together and collaborating. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to collide no more. We want to come together and get this thing popping on this earth the way it's supposed to, so we can have a little bit of God shining through us for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Don't walk in the evil. Don't walk in sin no more. You're sinning not against yourself, but against everybody around you that love you. And God. You know what I'm saying? So get your tickets. Come to the summit. June 28th. I'll be in the building. some of my brothers, Dr. Mason, the sisters over there. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have something for you. You know what I'm saying? I might, you know what I'm saying? Just come. Please come. Just come. Fellas, come. Don't have it be a room full of ladies. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. The ladies show up and they be ready. The ladies want to collaborate. What's wrong with y'all?
I can't.
All right, that's all I got.
Look, that is so wild, right? We can go ahead and wrap, but I want to let y'all know, look, we got one of our other speakers who is going to be with me on Monday. There's Jay going to be on the clock, but y'all know I'm going to hold it down. Oh, I didn't. Where my picture at? It ain't there.
I slide in and do some texting and driving.
Oh my gosh. No, don't do that.
No, I'm just playing.
Don't do that. Please don't do that.
I'm just playing.
We love y'all super big. Get excited. And last thing I'll say is, if you are connected to an organization or you know of an organization that serves somebody who you believe needs to be in the room with us, we are giving away tickets, right? We are giving away tickets. Let me know who that organization is. Let me know what their mission and their vision is, who they're serving, and we'll get 2 tickets to them. All right, y'all. So just give me their deets, give me that information, because we want to sow access, and we understand that people need access to these things that we are doing, right? We are graced for this. So thank you to Jerecia Lee of Journey with J. Lee Consulting. Kanisha Moselle. Oh, there they go. One ready. Kanisha Moselle, founder of Grace for This, and last but not least,
you know, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? It was a good conversation. I needed this today. Thank you.
You supposed to say your name?
Oh, Darius J. You feel me? I'm in here. You know what I mean? And about to be out of here. You feel me?
Bye, y'all. We love y'all. What in the world? Help, oh God. Help, oh God. Go get y'all tickets, y'all. Get out of
Hello, my name is Kanisha Moselle, and I am founder of a beautiful community called Grace for This. We are about women taking ownership of their wellness journey in 3 ways: personally, relationally, and professionally. I'm inviting you to be honest about your grieving experience, your healing experience, and then lastly, your building experience. You're going through this because you're graced for this.